Is my hair good? Is everything good? Do I look okay? So my name is Ben Dung. I am a sophomore studying print and digital journalism, and also studying web technologies and applications at the engineering school. I live on campus at Web Tower, so I haven't really had any issues regarding campus security or like living around the area. But from my observations and what I've heard from students, it's 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 okay. Like I could see that there's people around campus that maybe have malicious intent, like who try to hit on my friends or who have tried to necessarily approach us in strange ways. But I feel that if as long as you don't bother most people or sort of you just ignore these people, then you should generally be okay. But I could see that there are some times where there's people or individuals that could pose a threat to some students who aren't necessarily prepared to handle, these kinds of situations. I think they're doing an adequate job. So I know that they have the security checks after 9 p.m., but honestly, if anyone wanted to commit a crime, just go in at 8:50 and just wait there, you know? And there's lots of places off campus, especially towards the west area of campus, a few blocks down, where, yeah, there's DPS patrols, but the streetlights are so terribly bad that it's almost pitch black in certain places where you're walking. So you can't see where you're going, and there could be someone hiding around there. And I think there's a lot more they can do with regards to mostly just figuring out a way to actually prevent people from necessarily getting on campus, because the security checks don't do anything if you think about it. It's just a way to make the parents feel more safe. Even there's also inconsistencies in the way they do it. Like one time my friends and I, just as a joke, we switched our IDs, and he's a different race from me and looks obviously different. He has curly hair, he wears glasses. And the CSE person was like, oh, okay, whatever, USC ID, and didn't say anything. And also so when you go in with a car, you're supposed to get I've had mixed experiences with going into the car, because sometimes they check only the driver's ID, but then sometimes they check everyone else's ID. And there's so much, it seems like there's no consistent method on what they have as regards to security. So it really seems like they're not prepared to really handle what might possibly happen. I worked on a story regarding campus security, and I feel like it does a mediocre job at best. I mean, in the past, it's certainly improved, but like I said, there's so much more they can do. Just simple things as fixing lights. And some of the emergency, they always talk about how they have all these emergency telephones around. But I feel like a lot, actually, I don't know if this is true about lights. It seems like a lot of them are actually broken because the lamps aren't actually lit half the time. So it's you don't even know if they work or not, So if anything ever happens on campus, you don't know if you can actually depend on these to actually call in DPS or not. I covered the trial regarding the Javier Bolton, how he's sentenced. I was covering the trial for that for Neon Tommy, actually. I heard about it before. I mean, my parents were concerned, but I'll be honest with you, they were really far off campus, and I don't know why they were there. So I feel like the farther away you're from campus, the more dangerous it is, so to say, or the more likely you're gonna have something happen to you. And when I go at night, I do sometimes go out 3 or 4 out in the mornings, either coming back or going out to go cover a story or whatever. And honestly, I don't go out more than a mile off campus. I try to stay as close as I possibly can. And whenever I go out at night, I ride my bike. When I got accepted, I read this research I found about the shootings with Chinese international students, but that didn't really affect my decision to come here, since my uncle went here 20 years ago in 1997, and according to him, it was a lot worse. There used to be a lot more gang shootings around the area. And before I came here, he visited me during the summer before I came here, and he kind of talked about this is a kind of a sketch area, you shouldn't go here. It's a safe area, this is fine. So he kind of gave me a background of what to do and where to go, and he basically told me yeah, nothing's gonna happen to you unless you ask for trouble, or else you go and try to find trouble or provoke people, which is kind of what I meant earlier, as you should be fine so long as you don't really put yourself in a situation where you can get trouble. I felt pretty comfortable going here.